Hey everybody! Welcome to my new Let's Play for Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem. The long-awaited 33rd game in the Nancy Drew series greets you with a loading screen. I was very worried that a loading screen would be a reality for this game, unfortunately, just based on the fact that they're moving to Unity engine. And all the other Unity games I have played, with maybe a few exceptions, have had a loading screen at the beginning of them, and occasionally in the middle, and even at the end. So I was not pleased to see this. What I was even more not pleased about when I first launched this game is the graphics were lagging horrendously. Like, really, really bad. It wasn't even funny. And I had planned to stream this game on launch day. But thanks to the game not working correctly, I had to scrap the entire stream and not do anything on launch day, which I'm still salty about weeks later. Or months later, depending on when this comes out. I'll still be salty about it then, probably. It took me a good 20 minutes to figure out how to get the graphics to work correctly. And now I'm going to go ahead and share this with you really quickly before we get started. So I have it set on full screen mode and in advanced settings. 1920 by 1080 for the resolution at 16 by 9. The rest I have set to high, which you can do if you set this game to run on the NVIDIA High Performance Gaming Graphics Card or whatever gaming graphics card comes built in with your device. Do not use the Intel integrated graphics card, otherwise your game will be basically unplayable. You need to use the NVIDIA graphics card or just put up with the slowness. What kind of slowness do I mean, you ask? Well, I am not about to change my game back to the settings it was when I first bought it because I may never get it back to a playable setting. So I found a clip online of what the game looks like when you have it, when you originally launch it, and how bad the graphics are, even at the lowest setting.
This is what the game looks like. Yes?
Can we appreciate the grass, though?
Can we appreciate...
That's probably, like, the most work that they did was making the grass look like that.
Allie, look in the area where they say new game settings and all that stuff. You see that grass?
What? But it's dead.
Yep, that's pretty bad. Okay, enough with the bad. And then I say that the batch is going to keep coming. Let's go ahead and start a new game here on Amateur Sleuth.
Dear Ned, Austria has been wonderful so far. Dad called. He wants me to get an old relic while I'm here, the Book of Apologies, which dates back to the 17th century witch trials in Salem. I'll be going to Mosam Castle to retrieve it before I head back to the States. It's said to be haunted, so I'm expecting some good scares and mysteries. Ever yours, Nancy. Feels like ages since I was on my last adventure.
No kidding, Nancy!
So, are you coming in?
That's alright, Miss Drew. I prefer to stay out here.
Why? It's so warm and inviting in here.
Yes, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. All of Judge Sewell's effects are there, just as your father requested. Although, I will tell you, as I told him, the desk is locked, and I don't have the key. But I will gladly stay and answer any questions you have. From the other side of this door. I recommend opening the window for some light. There's no electricity here. Well, in that room at least.
Alright, so point and click controls are here still, because I know a lot of Nancy Drew fans were hoping to have these back, and now that they're back in this Unity form, I feel like some of the Nancy Drew fans wish they weren't back, myself included.
Ah, much better. What a wonderful view.
is a terrible view. Alright, so let's look
You
around.
said Judge Sewell was a pious man.
Yes, he believed in the healing powers of the good book. Of course, the Bible was also used to justify executing people.
Depends on who's reading it. It's often misinterpreted. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Sounds like a man full of regret.
A feature they added in this game, which is common from the Unity engine, is you can click on text to read it. Sometimes you need it, other times you don't. Like, I can read this just fine without having to pop the text out. There'll be other instances in this game, though, where it's easier just to read off of the paper than read from this. I don't remember exactly which paper that is, but when we get there, I will be sure to point it out. Anyway, this is basically Carol Reed controls.
There really isn't.
Shut up, Nancy.
Yes,
Ugh.
Judge Sewell was a Puritan. They believed they should only have purposeful or utilitarian possessions, very little value outside their stated use.
So, unitaskers, okay. Like the Carol Reed games, they implemented turning around in all 4 directions in any scene you're in. Additionally, you can hold the right mouse button and change the view of the camera to see other locations. That'll be handy later. For now, and I'll be going over more into the interface controls when we get into the main part of the game. This is just a tutorial room teaching you how to play.
Malleus Maleficarum. Wow. The Hammer of Witches itself. Gives me chills knowing what it did.
Yes, indeed. A how-to guide for hammering out witchcraft. It was written in 1487 by a man whose name I won't even bother to mention because he used bunk science to send hundreds, if not thousands, of people to their deaths.
There you go. Okay, that is interesting. Alright, back to business. Here's where we want to go.
Is this Judge Sewell's desk?
Ah, yes. That desk is where he spent most of his time working when he wasn't in court. Custom made. If the Book of Apologies does exist, he would have written it at that desk.
And what's inside this alleged book?
Your father didn't tell you? It was a ledger containing all the names of the accused witches from the Salem witch trials. Judge Sewell had doubts about his convictions, and he wrote the book as a means to make amends.
Allegedly.
Yes.
When you're zoomed in, you can also use the right mouse button to click and move around. Only helpful in a few instances.
I found a letter. It's addressed to Abigail Hathorne Woodley.
What does it say?
I do regret to write to you in this state. I have been racked with guilt as my fervency of spirit was too great to determine a conviction just. He asks for her forgiveness, and for God's.
There you go. Here might be a good example of when this is a better version to read. When you are zoomed in on an object, you can hold the right mouse button to
What does this mean?
I don't know. Now, you are gonna look through this desk and look everywhere to find this. It took me a long time to find that you can look in at this corner and see a key. Alright, now we have the key. We can look here and press that, I guess, and then look down here
Locked.
and see there's a key. Now, you can try using the key right away. I don't believe it'll work. But if you right-click on an item in your inventory, you can open up in the 3D mode, look at the object, and then interact with it. Now the key... Come on. Now the key should work.
What a clever desk. It even comes with a labyrinth.
Alright, let's go ahead and solve this really quickly. I click to drag. Yay, they went backwards in their controls. You have to click and drag. You can't just click once and it'll drag the rest of the way. Very easy maze.
Easy.
And then we have this.
I found it. It's here.
What? Really? Amazing!
It's locked behind some sort of cage, though. The lock says A.W. Any ideas?
A.W.? No. but I have some tools in the shop that might be able to cut it free. In my shop. I'll go. Meet me there.
Where is that? Hey, wait for me. The Book of Apologies. It's locked.
Cool. Nancy just leaves that there in plain sight where it can be stolen. And then she wants to leave for some dumb reason.
Nancy! This way!
Where is that? Dr. Hurst?
Nancy Drew, it's Deirdre Shannon.
Deirdre, can I call you back? I'm in the middle of...
Listen, I know we haven't exactly been besties in the past, but I'm in the middle of something big, and
Deirdre, I have to call you back.
Wait, don't hang up on me!
Elizabeth? Elizabeth! Hey! What are you doing? What? The book! They took the book!
I think the bigger question is how they fit out that tiny window to escape. Alright, let's go.
Stop! Stop running!
I never actually looked like if you could like go in other directions when you're in this chase scene. Looks like not, so we're just gonna go running as best you can with these new controls.
Gotta move slowly. Come on. No!
Well, shucks. Can we just leave? We could just... No, we can't leave. The game's not gonna let us. So, let's look.
Gotta figure out which way they went. Must be a clue here.
First things first, you can grab the key! Nice key.
A-W. Same as the desk.
There's a first class ticket. Remember this. It'll be very handy later.
A ticket to Boston.
And
this
then...
canister looks to have been used as a homemade smoke bomb.
Alright, I think that's everything. Yep, that is.
Yes, Deirdre. What is it?
You know where I am right now? Salem.
Salem? As in, witch trial Salem?
Obvi. Come on, Drew. My cousin has... Well, she's gotten into some trouble here, and I thought I could help her out. But it turns out this situation is much more complicated than I anticipated. So now, I'm calling you to ask for some... guidance.
You want my help?
Oh, yes, don't make this more painful. I could use your professional opinion, okay?
Well, it so happens that the case I'm on is connected to Boston, which is just nearby Salem. And I was never a big believer in coincidences.
Oh, are you sure?
I'd love to.
Seriously?
I thought I had reached a dead end, but it looks like I have to go to Massachusetts anyway. In any case, a fresh perspective would do me good.
Ugh, you're already annoying me, and you're not even here yet.
You're welcome. I think it might even be fun.
Oh, this is so the worst idea I've ever had. I'll pick you up from the airport.
And to Salem we go.
I appreciate you coming here, Drew.
I'm just glad you didn't change your mind and leave me at the airport.
Might have crossed my mind. Keep the excessive cheeriness under control, and we'll be fine.
No promises.
Where were you, by the way?
Austria,
Did I interrupt a vacation with Ned?
didn't you bring me here to help with a case?
Yes, I did. And that's it.
A fire? Was anyone hurt?
Happened in the middle of the night. No one was there, thankfully. The house wasn't completely destroyed, but the person who lived there had to move out. Just so we're clear, this is my case. I know you're a detective and everything, but this is personal. It's family. Well, extended. And from my father's side. But whatever, that's not the point. It's personal. You take my lead, okay?
Of course.
But...
Well, I have done this a couple of times, Deirdre. And in my experience, we can cover twice as much ground if we work side by side.
you know, respect your experience and whatever, but family trumps experience. It's sensitive, and I don't want you messing it up by being too...
To what?
Too... you. You're a question machine. This requires gentle handling. Delicate.
And that's been your approach.
Well, like I say, I need help.
So, can I ask some questions?
Like anyone could stop you.
And we are forced into this dialogue. Before I press on, are you tired of the new animation style yet? No? Give it some time.
Why don't we start with your extended family?
They're cousins. The Perrys. Parry.
Oh, like in fencing.
Yes. Tegan is the older one. May is younger. They had a difficult childhood, okay? And now May is suspected of committing arson on the most important historic mansion in Salem. And I know it's not true. I know it.
Alright.
What can you tell me about May?
She has a reputation as a troublemaker. Seems like a loner to me. Maybe a bit odd at times. Sometimes she can even sense things before they happen.
Odd how?
I don't know. Troubled teen stuff. Difficult time as a kid. Oddest thing is, she won't give an alibi.
That would be seen as suspicious.
That's the problem. Everyone is so suspicious of her. Prejudice, I guess. Because of... well, you'll see.
Sounds like we should talk to her soon.
Where do you think we're going?
I think we're going to the Salem Museum of Natural History and the death of... I don't know. Alright, next.
What does Tegan think about this?
She's worried about May, obviously. Tegan isn't like May. She's... upstanding. She works at the Salem Museum and doesn't know a thing about criminal cases. Which is why she contacted me.
One more question. What can you tell me about this historic mansion?
It's called the Hathorn House. And it's old. Like really old. And now it's been set on fire.
Nothing else significant about it?
Well, yeah. A lot of things. But one that's kinda why you're here.
Which is why?
The Hathorn House is haunted.
What do you mean, haunted?
Exactly that. There's ghosts.
Deirdre.
I don't believe it either, Drew. But I can't explain it. Everyone seems to think they exist. With so many sightings, even if it isn't real ghosts, something is definitely going on. I thought that maybe you can disprove them. So, would you please get out of my car and come inside? If we're going to work side by side, you'd better learn to keep up with me.
You must be Nancy. Thank you so much for coming.
Alright.
You know, you
Yep,
live in the
talking.
same neighborhood for 20 years, and you'd expect your neighbors to be a little more understanding when your family is falsely accused of a horrific crime. Oh, I'm sorry. How are you, Deirdre?
I'm good, thanks.
Tegan Perry, welcome to my home. Well, our home, although right now my parents are literally on safari in Namibia, so while their daughter is being convicted of a crime she didn't commit, I'm taking care of things around here. They'll be home soon. Hopefully. A very expensive courier is tracking them down in the bush. Top notch. I found him on the internet. Deirdre tells me you'll be assisting her in clearing my sister's name.
Assisting? Yeah.
She's innocent. I don't know why she won't help herself. She's got a difficult reputation. Well, you know, Deirdre, what people here can be like. She doesn't trust easily, not since... I'm sorry, are you hungry? There's clam chowder, homemade. A little taste of New England. I made up the guest bedroom for you, Nancy. Deirdre, sorry, you're bunking with May. Make yourselves at home. Oh, I almost forgot. After you girls get comfortable, you two should swing by the museum. Might as well take in some history while you're here, right? Just don't get suckered into that witch's walking tour. Olivia Ravencroft is not a witch. She would have you believing all kinds of nonsense about the town being full of ghosts.
I thought you two used to be friends.
That was a long time ago. Look, I'm sorry, I gotta get going. Running late to an appointment.
Thanks, Tegan. I appreciate you letting us stay. Before you go, do you have time for a quick question?
Nancy, we just got here.
Sorry, I know you're in a rush. It would really help.
Of course. I have time for one question, if it'll help.
One question, and hopefully it'll be a fast one, because we are almost out of time.
What can you tell me about where the fire happened?
What have you heard about it? Look, I appreciate you want help, but I don't want you dragging all that up and upsetting May. You told me she would be able to reach her. That's not
what Nancy is asking about.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. I just thought since the Hathorn House is important to the town, you must know about it. Through the museum.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The Hathorn House fire. Yes, John Hathorn was one of Salem's founders. His large house estate was the oldest surviving structure from 17th century Salem.
Oh, is that all?
That was 2 questions. I said 1.
Thank you.
But yes, he was also the big-time judge that presided over the Salem witch trials.
Is there some other fire I need to know about?
No. May's accident was in a fire. I just don't want her getting upset with unnecessary questions about things long over.
I understand.
You can read all about Judge Hathorn when you come to the museum later. Gotta run.
Okay, bye!
You jerk. Tegan said you've been in town for days, but you haven't come by.
I know. I had to check in with your case at the, Look, I didn't want to bother you. How you holding up?
I've been accused of worse.
No, you haven't.
Hey, at least I got you to get off your butt and finally visit me.
Oh, this is the girl I was telling you about. Nancy Drew.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, she just walks away.
Oh. She really doesn't want to talk. This could be difficult. Any advice?
Do better? I'll be in the kitchen.
Okay! Cool. And that takes care of the first section of the game, kind of. Just like getting out of Austria and getting here. And I'm gonna do anything is off here. With one quick note, I meant to do a plug earlier, but if you were still having trouble getting this to run, I'll be releasing a video, or maybe I already did. I don't know which order I'm putting these out in. A video teaching you how to get this game to run perfectly smoothly with no problems at the highest graphic settings. But as for next time on Midnight in Salem, we're gonna go talk to May. See you guys then.